pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next up, we'd like to approve of the minutes. I make a motion to approve those minutes. Second. First and second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Opting out of real property tax law. Second. Second. We do have to amend that, so it reads, says September, October 1st. Make a motion, we approve or discuss it as amended. I'll say. First and second, any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Back to the original. Mr. Treasurer, you want to just expand?
It's local and outside of real property tax law 487, for exemptions for solar, certain other wind energy systems. Onondaga and about 21 other counties have done this. The reason being is it simplifies the process. It's quite a deal. And the various agreements that we've had that legislature wish IDA to undertake, certain developers no longer wish to go to the IDA. It's a complex formula, and NYSERDA has developed a discounted cash flow for valuation of these facilities. And just simply says if someone builds a solar farm, the value of the solar farm is taxed at no rate, yet one rate per thousand, subject to any other exemptions by property. But this is specific to 487.
Exactly. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Next up will be a resolution authorizing an increase in capital project of 0524, being in the site provided by the town of Richmond. Board to go around for our services in the county. First, second. Any discussion?
This is, I give the town of Richmond local government credit for recognizing that the need, particularly in the rural areas, of expanding the broadband. Saw evidence of that during COVID. Richland, along with their earlier part of Sandy Creek, have wanted to be a part of that expansion of the broadband, as Sandy Creek did as well. And took some of their funds, $15,000, and to help fund the project. They gave us the check at the August meeting in Glasgow. This is just the resolution to use for next.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Resolution number 3, resolution authorizing accepting the distribution grant funds received from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services, being an amount of $322,667. Second. First and second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Resolution number 4, resolution establishing capital project of P0524 for the vehicle replacement, recent measures. It's in the amount of $50,680. Vehicle we have there is 8 years old, 5 miles. Good work.
Second?
Second.
Sorry.
I said, anything you want to comment on that?
No, I make fun of her truck, but she's definitely getting tired, rusty. Rust is growing exponentially every year at this point.
Any other discussion?
There is 140, over 140,000 miles.
So it takes 4 months to get. All in favor?
Aye.
Very opposed? Thank you. Appointing the Board of Elections Commissioner. Elections.
Make a motion to discuss.
Any other discussion?
Are there any particular qualifications?
Is he here? Yeah, he's right back
Right
there.
here.
You can stay over there.
Selected by perspective.
Welcome.
No, it's fine. I'm Matt Fleming. I work for the Board of Elections in Southern here. My committee nominated me last Thursday. Commissioner left the 2nd of August. So obviously, want to have you start answer any questions. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd like to say that Matt has worked for us about 6 years, 7 years, and a lot of the duties had already been pushed his way, so he's ready.
He's ready.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Harder than that, didn't it?
I didn't know what to expect.
Resolution number 6, resolution appointing acting public defender in and for the county of Oswego. As Louis Lombardi has sent his resignation. If you name of Bradley A. Jansen. Well,
No.
Second. Right, yeah, first and second. Okay.
I wasn't expecting to speak, so I heard.
That's even better.
I've been managing the office since I got here. So I should know something like this point.
Any other discussion?
In the packet is Mr. Jansen's resume. You see that he's been a public defender for many years. He is from Livingston County. He has served as the first assistant public defender this coming year. So he acts in the capacity of the public defender's absence. This would be appointing him acting. So we have a public defender. Well, salary will be set at finance and personnel.
This being a new department for the county. It's been a learning experience with the legislature. As we continue to develop and learn more and grow. And I will say that I particularly heard very good things about your performance and involvement. And I'm actually excited about the appointment. I think compared to where we were, we're off the ground, we're started, and I know you've been very involved. So, very best of luck and comments to help you out.
Thank you. favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution number 7, resolution opposing the Occupation Safety and Health Administration rulemaking to replace the existing fire case standards. Opposing this because of the standards of damage emergency response capabilities of the Oswego County for volunteers.
Make a motion. Second.
First, second. Any further discussion on that?
Well, here's another example of federal overreach. Certainly won't recommend the legislature pass.
Yeah, I'd say that the people who developed this rule has no concept of volunteerism throughout the country, and the cost is going to cost the local fire companies and communities. Probably put a lot of volunteer organizations out of existence, and would be a terrible effect on our rural communities throughout the state and also the country. So we're kind of hoping that this will be managed for that goal.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Upper Theater. We have here, and I have a couple of these proposed. Friday, November 1st, and Saturday, November 2nd. Evening performances. This is for-
Yeah.
You want to speak on it?
Sure. My name is Ben May, and I'm here as a representative of Oswego Opera Theater. And this is Marilyn Smiley, our board president, and Amanda Lee, my colleague from the college. So, do you want to?
You want more information about Oswego Opera Theater? We're a nonprofit that started in 1970. From many, many years. We've appreciated this community support, and we think we're the only area in New York State that has supported its own regional opera company for over 40 years. We're asking permission to use your courtroom as we do an opera called Trial by Jury of Gilbert and Sullivan. If they're doing a trial, wouldn't it be nice to do it in a normal courtroom? And so we're requesting permission to use one of your rooms. Do you have questions? These are two of my colleagues who are the artistic directors. This is Amanda Lee, and that is Ben May.
Rich, do we need the court system's approval and authorization to allow us to use the courtroom?
Yes, both courthouses to the unified court system. Last night is also certain areas of the town. We probably need their approval prior to this. We can check. Secondly, the jurisdiction committee for use of county space is infrastructure. This committee we have license, draft license agreement that
And how would it be handled if they have to schedule a trial at the same time?
that's a question for the court system. The main question is unlocking the building, sure it's secure when it's closed. There are various offices last night in Oswego, so I assume this is a need.
Yes.
So is there county personnel or personnel?
So if I'm hearing you right, what we need to do is get authorization from the court system and then have infrastructure go to.
Yes, and then I would also, I don't know what the town has, but the town board, I think they use the one downstairs.
They do.
Okay, I think they use the one upstairs.
Be a Plastic courthouse?
I'm not sure which courthouse it is.
Do you know where did you guys want to be? Do you want to be in Oswego or travel to Pulaski? And how long does it, you have something set up? I mean, you gotta have things time before to set up and take down after, correct?
Yeah, we have some time set aside. We would like to have during that week, from the Monday of that week.
So it'd be more than just those 2 days.
Right, but we are very flexible with that. Obviously, there's some official business that needs to,
From Monday through,
and that, right, so the Friday is the performance. I can put up the date right now. I'm sorry, well, Tuesday, this is the October 29th, and they will all be in the evening.
what would the setup be once and then, it'd be set up for Friday and Saturday?
And,
Because that could interfere with court operations.
right, and do you need the materials that we'll have to leave there, like, the music stands and things like that?
Yeah, I assume,
Yeah,
I'm
we can-
assuming the judges would want the courtroom to look like it normally
Yeah, we can
does.
obviously tear down every night.
Okay, we'll let the board just know and
So this, I didn't hear the answer. You want the Oswego courthouse, not the Pulaski? Or do you want-
Yes, correct.
Yes.
The one in
Oh, okay.
So,
Refer to infrastructure and we'll get, information from the courts whether they're.
Get that information. So, get back to you.
Thank you.
Would the chambers here be acceptable if the court system says we can't do that? Looks kind of,
Looks simple. Well, that's, yeah, infrastructure could consider that too. Because they have final approval
across the
on
hall. In case the court system says no, perhaps the chambers here for you.
Okay.
Would you consider Pulaski?
As Oswego Opera Theater,
It might be tricky because we're trying to involve students as performers, and we want to make sure that it's easy for them to commute as well. We would like to stay close also for the best possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pulaski party is much harder to schedule because that's county court up there every week, so.
About how many audience members do you anticipate?
Well, so last time we had a insight performance, which is last year. It's not really Oswego Opera, but it was at the Ontario Court. We had 700 audience. We're hoping it to be similar. So over 2 performances, we would maybe have 300.
See, my thought is there's gonna be a capacity, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of capacity.
And then
Right.
how many here?
Nick suggested it's 150 to 200 is how much that court week is. So it could be 2 nights.
So you would limit it to that.
Huh?
You would limit it to whatever the capacity.
Correct, right.
I can't use these.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Rachel Daner, just at the last meeting. Smith. She's paid up $79,000. $270,000. Submitted claims in the office. IFS. Since August 20. So, process as quickly as possible.
Missed the bid.
Chuck in there. Or the new truck, please.
There's a bid for the truck.
Oh, yes.
Bids. We got the bid for the new truck. Driver's Village, $50,680. Okay, first and second.
We have to go first, because again, the amount of salt we're using these days on the is just a record. These under 40.
I'm not sure, I already asked on that, I'm gonna check on that, because we definitely want to get that done. Let's take that up when we talk.
Mr. Chairman, if it wasn't part of the bid spec, we had it after.
Right.
It's another deal I may be looking at.
Second. Favor? Aye. Three opposed. Thank you. And next, we go up to County Clerk, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to take this opportunity to welcome on our first day my new deputy motor vehicles, Kelsey Brownick. Just got married 2 weeks ago, so I got to keep remembering her married name. Kelsey has been part of the team for a number of years. She was our senior in Oswego. And then we moved her up to a principal motor vehicle clerk, where she took over most of the finances for motor vehicle. Really has excelled greatly in this position, and when Diane announced her retirement, she's the first one that came to mind. As most students know, my deputies, they can be whoever I want for the job, and I've tried to make it somebody that really knows the department inside out and works well with the whole team. So I welcome Kelsey. If you need anything from DMV, don't be afraid to reach out to her. She's has some great ideas, and you're going to see some small changes coming to DMV that are going to be better for our constituents, for sure. Our DMV numbers, just to give you the update for this month, right now we're down slightly. I'm still missing the last 3 days of August for Fulton, so I don't have them completely compiled. But in the end, we are down roughly a couple $1,000s for those transactions. So that isn't bad year over year. I just wanted to let you know, in the record center, we have our veterans department. We're actively scanning the records that are constantly requested from veterans out of our record center. So we're getting those online, so they'll have access. They won't have to reach out to the record center anymore. They can go on to the Legislature program, pull them up themselves. We're working with purchasing as well to get them on board. It's a little difficult with purchasing because, well, they really have no records. They just started that department back up. So we're starting from scratch with them, which is kind of different than most departments. And one thing you have to keep in mind, every time we get a new department on board, we have to work with them to set up the format for their forms, because everything that comes in has to go into a form of sorts so that we know how to index it and pull it back up. So we are making great headway on that project. As I've said before, much slower than I'd like to see, but at the end of the day, we are moving forward. In the clerk's office, of course, you've seen mortgage rates lowered a little bit, so we've seen a slight increase in the amount of mortgages being recorded. It usually takes a good 2 to 3 months till we really see the effect of a lower mortgage rate. So I'm confident by the end of the year we'll make our numbers on that. It's just going to be a little tighter than I want to making those numbers, but this lower rate by November we'll really see the difference. And one thing that I do want to leave you with, the gun show coming up September 14th and 15th at the State Fair. For the first time in at least 20 years, we will have folks there from our office processing pistols, adding and amending those permits for anybody who goes there to purchase. It's something we're going to try. I have a good relationship with all of our gun dealers, and folks who organize that, and they've asked us to go. So we'll see how it works. I want to thank my records management software company for really getting me hooked up with the appropriate equipment for this, because it's not easy. And I want to thank my my staff who's going to man it. We have 3 members of the staff who are going to alternate over that weekend, and then Matt Bacon, my first deputy, he will do Saturday, and I'm going to do Sunday. So we'll see how it goes. It should be good, and if you know anybody that's going up there, just remind them that, you know, they can find us there and add their gun or dispose of a gun, whatever we're looking to do. Any questions for the clerk's office?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, sir. Dave, let's see if you can initiative.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Pretty much exclusively since we last met, we've been working with the state broadband office on the application that we filed late in April. They've asked us for lots and lots of information that, quite frankly, I think their staff could have done a little work and dug some of those things up themselves, but they asked and we responded. I want to thank Corey for her help. Many address lists and information from real property that helped us in that process. We were informed last Wednesday evening around 7:30 that they were sending us what they call an incentive proposal. So basically they've approved our application for $29.6 million to build a network. We have to review this proposal, which is looking at it closely now. And I'd like to request a special meeting of this committee prior to Finance and Personnel. By then we'll have everything in place. We need to authorize the chairman to sign those documents. And then also by then we should know a little bit more about the funding strategy, because this is like most grants, pay up front and get reimbursed after. So we have only 2 years and 4 months to get this done. So we're probably going to have to borrow some money short term while we're waiting for reimbursement. But again, we can talk the details at the government meeting 12th.
Explanation?
Yeah.
Town clerk. Any other questions? Thanks, Dave. Next up, we have real property.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just kind of business as usual in the office as it usually is. Last month was spent doing tax rolls for all the school districts. We got all of those done around the middle of the month, with Oswego being done at the end of the month. Usually they're this month, but they were ahead of the curve because they have a new set of staff really in that office, so they wanted to get everything done in advance. So Oswego's done, but their bills won't actually go out until October. All the rest of the bills for schools are coming up this week, as far as I know. So, yeah. Any questions?
Thank you. Well, next up, we have public comment. Everything? Then a really report. Students left. So things are moving forward. We have a new hire starting today. Graduate from Penn State Law School. Excited about that. Our attorneys need to be taking cases, which hopefully leads to savings for him.
Louis previously reported to us that because he isn't fully staffed, a limited number of cases that the state allows you to take may prevent your office from taking on some cases as we get towards the end of the year. Can you tell us what the status of that is, and does this new hire push that date out further where you don't hit that limit?
This new hire absolutely pushes that date out. We are expecting that even if we go over the numbers, we're not going to be so far that ILS and legal services funds part of your office, various aspects. We don't expect them to basically tell us to start taking cases. The numbers hold true to what they were in the first half of the year. We'll be over. It's definitely going to be over. We are supposed to have another attorney potentially starting at the end of the month. So I have not heard from him, so I can't confirm that at this point. We do have a spot. We also have a grant that potentially is going to fund a full-time or part-time spot. So all those part-time people, ILS doesn't like part-time people because the whole idea is providing quality service to the people we represent. And they feel like if they are part-time, then they're part-time doing something else, and are they going to
shortchange our people. So they don't really like it. However, part-time for us is, I think any of the attorneys who are looking for attorneys, I tell you, part-time is a lot easier to fill. So for us, it's literally bodies. It's a numbers game. But we should be okay. Thank you.
I've got to think the past the approval for video hearings. Some trials. I kind of believe that's going to relieve your department some expenses traveling. Expect that?
It'll depend on implementation. If the courts are still expecting us to appear in the courtroom and just defendant appear on video, that's not going to change it. If the court is going to allow us to appear by video, then absolutely we won't have travel time for the attorneys to get caught up and do things to not.
We don't know the level of those details yet.
No, just that it's been approved, but as far as implementation, that'll really be up to each individual court, town courts, county courts. Imagine that the uniform court system, UCS, Office of Administration, I'm reading the press release. It's for all appearances except for hearings or trials.
With defendant's consent.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Next up, Board of Elections. Thank you. Okay. Next up, we're going to need a motion for executive session.
So moved.
Second. First and second.
Mr. Chairman, that's to discuss the credit or financial history of a particular person or corporation.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second. First and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.